How's it going? Welcome to Thursday video. And sorry it's late. It's not been a good week at work. Let's just leave it at that. So I didn't really have time to work on it at work today. So I figured I'd wait till I got home to work on it. And this is about the 5th try, so given my history of making videos, this should be the one I post. So, a couple of weeks ago, Brother Rusty was preaching on the Brook Kidron in 2 Kings, and I just finished reading 2 Kings when he was preaching on it. And I remember what happened right before the whole Brook Kidron thing, and it got me thinking, and I pulled a little something out of it, so here it is. And then 2 Kings, right before chapter 22, and the king has decided, because he's trying to be a godly king, he wants to be walking after God, he's decided that he wants to do some repairs on the temple. So he tells the priest to go around the temple and gather up some money so they can pay people to come work on the temple. So while they're doing that, they find the Book of the Law. And I was wondering, is that a big deal? I mean, didn't they already have that? But then I got to looking in some study Bibles, like my Matthew Henry here and MacArthur Study Bible. And it would appear that some people have said that previous kings had destroyed all the copies of the law. And what some scholars think is that this copy that they found while they were cleaning, looking for money, this could have been an original copy, not a copy, that had been hidden. So they've been going all this time without the law, just doing these religious ceremonies apparently in the temple, not really knowing what they mean. And so they get the Book of the Law is found, and the priest tells the scribe, take it to the king. He takes it to the king, reads it to the king, and it says in verse 11, and it came to pass when the king had heard the words of the Book of the Law that he rent his clothes. Now why do you reckon he did that? Tore. He tore his clothes. It upset him, because now the Book of the Law has been read to him, and he knows what the people are supposed to be doing, and he knows they're not doing it. And it upsets him because he's, trying to be godly. So I went and got another example of this, just so I could give you all another example. And in Ezra chapter 9, it says the princes were come to Ezra and were telling him about the sins that Israel's committed. And in verse 3 it says, and when I heard this thing, I rent my garment and my mantle, and plucked off the hair of my head and of my beard, and sat down astonished. He got so upset when he heard about Israel's sins that he tore his clothes too, but he took it even further. Ripped out his beard, ripped out his hair, which I can't demonstrate. But that got me thinking, when a Christian is reading the Bible, and I hope you're reading the Bible, even if you're not a Christian, and you come across a sin that maybe you didn't know you were committing, or something that you're supposed to be doing that you're not, how does it affect you? Does it make you that upset to the point of these people where they were tearing their clothes, ripping their hair out? Because it should. And it's safe to say in today's day and age, and I know you might agree with me, that oftentimes when Christians come across something in the Bible, or they're told about something in the Bible that contradicts the way they're living, they try to justify it. Like, well, does the Bible really mean that? Or, it doesn't really mean that. Or, well, I might be doing this, but I only do it a little bit. And at least I don't do this big thing over here. And that's really the wrong way to approach it. And it says in Proverbs 3:7, be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord and depart from evil. Be not wise in thine own eyes. So don't read the Bible and see something you don't agree with because you don't want to live that way, or you don't want to do that, you don't want to not do that, and then try to twist the scriptures to where it works for you, or try to justify it somehow. Be not wise in your own eyes. And it says in Proverbs 4:14 and 15, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. So don't go and do things that you know might be or wrong. And you're saying, well, how will I gonna know that? That's where this comes in. You read this, and it tells you what to avoid, what to do, what not to do. So you can not be one of those people that says they're a Christian, and then people look at your life and be like, I don't know. Don't justify when you're doing wrong. Just admit it and make a change. So one more thing that's important is to spend some time in this book. And I know some people are busy. They don't have all the time in the world. Maybe you can only devote 20 minutes maybe a day to reading your Bible. And that's better than nothing. And it says in Psalms 119:11, thy word have I hid in mine heart, that I might not sin against thee. You read this, and you let it get down in here, and you won't have to worry about doing things that God don't like, because you'll know already, and you can avoid them. But my main question for you today is, when you learn, either by reading this Bible or by hearing some preaching, when you learn that you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, or you're not doing something that you are supposed to be doing, does it affect you the same way it affects Josiah or Ezra? Does it make you upset to the point where you're like, I got to do something. I got to change. Because if it's not, you might want to work on it.